Hi, it's Dwyer, gamblersadvisory.com, free site, bettingangle.us, a free site. It is February the 10th, 2023. Let's talk basketball. But first, remember, the opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this video to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online. Now, sometimes good sports betting is dull, right? You're just doing the math, quite frankly. One bit of advice I believe in: don't chase crowds. So right now in the NBA, people are giddy. My friends are giddy over the idea of Kevin Durant joining Cory Booker, joining Chris Paul, joining DeAndre Ayton. People are talking about Phoenix running through the West, yada yada, right? I believe we need to be a little bit more measured, and we need to take advantage of the odds being offered, right? Right now, Phoenix has won 30 games, right? 30 games. Remember that number. Understand, they're only 3 games over 500 right now. In other words, Phoenix has played 57 games already. The All-Star game is late this year, right? So you don't have that much left in the season. That's the reality. Now, the Denver Nuggets, who are going off at much better odds than Phoenix right now. Phoenix is a plus 450 post-Durant trade to win it all. Denver right now is a plus 700. Right? You're getting substantially better odds on the Nuggets. Just understand that Denver right now has won 38 games, not 30. Denver is 8 games ahead of the Phoenix Suns. 8 games ahead of the Phoenix Suns. Let me also point out, too, Phoenix has played 57 games. Denver's played 56 games. Right? Just food for thought. So Denver's well ahead of Phoenix. Well ahead. Now let's just talk about what might happen here. Let's say Denver becomes the 1 seed in the West. And understand, whatever you or I think about the strengths of teams, understand the team that's in second place in the West, Memphis, has only won 33 games. In other words, Memphis would have to win 5 games just to get to where Denver is right now. Let me point out, though, that Memphis has only played 54 games, so they have more games to play. But understand, if Denver wins the West, regular season, right, heading into the playoffs, they're going to have home court every Western Conference playoff series. You understand that. Would it shock you to know that Denver is 26-4 at home? Folks, Denver wouldn't have to win a single road game to win the Western Conference in the playoffs if they can just hold serve at home. In other words, even with Kevin Durant, and there are going to be chemistry issues, right? Cory Booker's going to say, hey, brother, I once scored in the 70s in a game, right? You know, give me the ball at the end of the game, right? You and I know Chris Paul has the kind of personality that alienated guys on Lob City back in the day, the Clipper team, right, with Blake Griffin. You remember that squad? And you and I know Chris Paul might not have the personality to work well with established superstars. So you're going to have a lot of guys wanting the basketball in Phoenix. Their best defender, oh, that's right, Bridges was part of the Kevin Durant deal. He's no longer with the team, right? I'm just telling you that chemistry is hard to teach. The Denver Nuggets right now not only have chemistry, but they have a several game lead on the Phoenix Suns, right? Just food for thought. So I believe the move here, while the rest of the world is overvaluing Phoenix, right? KD is going to be learning how to play with his teammates. Folks, we're already almost at the middle of February. I believe the play here is to increase your future stake. Plus 700 for a team that's well ahead right now, the 1 seed. I believe you want to increase your stake in Denver. I know that sounds dull. It'll bore your friends to tears. They're telling you about, this is KD's moment and all this other stuff, right? I was hearing it was KD's moment when he had Harden and Kyrie. How did that work out, Brooklyn? Right? So let's just say the KD situation in Phoenix is new. Things take a time to gel. You have a team that's already gelled. Right? Didn't Murray just put up over 40 points a few nights ago? Right? So to me, I see KD join Phoenix, and I think, okay, I'm going to put more money down on the Denver Nuggets. I'm getting substantially better odds, and I'm getting substantially better positioning. Not only that, I'm getting substantially better home court record. Understand, Phoenix at home has only won 19 games. Another play I'm doing just individually here, right? Would it shock you to know that Memphis, the team that right now is second in the Western Conference, right, folks? I'm just telling you, that's a tough team, man. And you mean to tell me while Phoenix is going off at plus 450 to win it all, I'm getting plus 1,400 on Memphis? Right? One of the secrets to Memphis is the fact that they haven't played as many games as Phoenix or Denver right now, but yet they have 33 wins. Right? So right here, and I know we're all excited. Kyrie's in Dallas. KD is in Phoenix. Right? Right here, I believe the math determines the play here. Denver's too far ahead of Phoenix. I'm getting better odds on Denver to win it all than I am Phoenix. I'm taking advantage of those odds. Understand, when you lock in great odds, later you could always hedge. Right? Memphis. I'm definitely sprinkling more on Memphis right here. Plus 1,400. Understand, that's twice the odds that Denver's getting. Right? Plus 1,400 to win it all, and they have a better record than Phoenix. And I'm just telling you, folks, Memphis, in addition to being an excellent defensive team, is deeper than you think. Right? Ja Morant got hurt last year, and then we got to the truth of the matter. The team actually did better last year without Ja Morant down the stretch than it did with Ja Morant. Right? Ja Morant brings people in. No question about it. Right? Great dunker. Right? Dramatic player. He brings people in. He's for box office, right? After all, this is professional basketball. Brothers are getting paid. Right? He brings in fans. Just understand, Memphis is that rare team that without Ja Morant on the court, they're still operating at a high level. Now, that's very different than Denver, right? If you hear Joker is done for the season, you might as well tear up your ticket. And at that point, you need to think, how am I going to hedge, right? Joker's indispensable. With Memphis, Ja Morant is not. It's even worse than that. In my opinion, the team has a better flow without him. Their best player is Bane. Right? So don't fall in love with names, because names tend to be a little bit older. Right? How old is Chris Paul? KD, I believe, is 34 years old, isn't he? Right? We fall in love with guys we've seen for 10 years or more. Right? Some of these young guys, folks, are balling. Look at the guys trying to make their name. So, in response to KD joining Phoenix, and that's a big move, right? KD's under contract for something like 3 more years. The team might be able to gel and get it together down the road, but they're too far behind Denver right now. Right? The response to KD joining Phoenix, at least short term, for me, on the futures market in the NBA's Western Conference, is to put more money on the two teams leading the conference right now. Denver, they're great at home, folks. I'll agree, Denver's spotty on the road. Right? You don't have to worry about the road that much when you're the 1 seed. Put more money on Denver, plus 700 to win it all. Put more money on Memphis, plus 1,400 to win it all. Right? Don't chase crowds. Chase odds in situations. That's how I see it. Let me hear from you. I'm sure there are 5 people who believe the Clippers have turned a corner and who want to talk about the Clippers, right? Who want to say things like, hey, no one's looking at us. We're hearing about Dallas and Kyrie. We're hearing about Phoenix. What about us, right? And yes, I understand. The Sacramento Kings this year are surprising everyone and deservedly are well above 500, right? If you want to talk about those teams, by the way, Sacramento, you're getting a plus 10,000 right now. I agree the line is completely off kilter for the Sacramento Kings. If you want to talk about other teams like that, then please go ahead and do so in the comment section of this video, as well as if you want to talk about why you feel Phoenix is going to run through the Western Conference like sportsbooks apparently do. Right? And, it's interesting, too. I love KD, one of my favorite players. But it's interesting that he leaves Golden State, and Golden State eventually is able to regroup and win a championship. Such is Steph Curry. Such is their sleeper, Andrew Wiggins. Right? It's interesting that KD didn't get it done in New Jersey. Now suddenly he's the savior. We're treating him like he's 6-ring Michael Jordan. Right? Let me hear from you. I hope you leave your comments in the comment section of this YouTube video. For those of you listening to the podcast, my YouTube account is Dwyer, D-W-Y-E-R, 70905. I look forward to your comments. Thanks for stopping by.